Welcome. My name is Tobi Akinnubi from the stables of the Yorùbá Times Media Organization. We have the news highlights for this week. Kwara massacre. TY demands state of emergency as bandits kill 12 in Oke-Ode. Kwara government visits Oke-Ode over security concerns. Fifth female council official dies in Lagos in just 2 months. Federal government dismisses genocide claims against Christians. Federal government makes thesis submission mandatory for NYC mobilization. China sentences ex-agriculture minister Tang Ranger to death with reprieve. Osimhen's penalty from the world of sport this week downs Liverpool in Istanbul. And lastly, from the world of sports, and this week, FIFA penalizes South Africa for fielding ineligible player, awards victory to Lesotho. Now we have the news in details. The Pan-Yoruba Social-Cultural Group, Think Yoruba First, has urged President Bola Tinubu to declare a state of emergency in Kwara State following the killing of at least 12 people, including the Baale of Ogboyo in Oke-Ode community, Ifenodun local government area. The group described the attack by suspected bandits as proof that Kwara has become a major target of terrorists. In a statement by its public relations officer, Oluwole Lewis, TYF lamented that many communities in the state remain defenseless due to the absence of police stations, military formations, electricity, and internet services. That is said, makes it almost impossible for residents to call for help during emergencies. The group warned that continued government silence would embolden criminals and worsen the humanitarian crisis as villagers flee to nearby towns like Patigi, Lafiagi, and Ilorin. TYF stressed that a state of emergency is necessary to allow a coordinated military response to restore peace and public confidence. Kwara State Governor Abdulrazak Abdurrahman on Thursday visited Oke-Ode in Ifenodun local government area following heightened security concerns in the community. The visit came after recent attacks in the area that have raised fears among residents. Accompanied by senior government officials and security chiefs, the governor toured parts of the town to assess the situation and reassure residents of his administration's commitment to their safety. He emphasized that security remains a top priority, adding that new measures have been implemented to boost surveillance and improve rapid response across vulnerable communities. Governor Abdulrazak urged residents to remain calm and cooperate with security agencies by providing useful intelligence. Community leaders expressed gratitude for the visit, describing it as a strong gesture of solidarity. The governor assured that no part of Kwara would be left unprotected as the state works with security forces to restore public confidence. Lagos State is mourning following the death of Mrs. Adebimpe Akinola, council manager of Koka Aguda local council development area. She passed away on Monday, September 29, 2025, after a brief illness, becoming the 5th female local government official to die in the state within just 2 months. Until her death, Mrs. Akinola also served as chairman of the Forum of Council Managers in Lagos and was widely regarded as a committed administrator. The forum, in a statement, confirmed the passing with total submission to the will of Allah and announced that she will be laid to rest according to Islamic rites. A janaza prayer is scheduled for Tuesday, September 10th at Al-Kitab Mosque at Bosade on Namade Street, Election, after the Zuhr prayer at 1 p.m., followed by burial at the Equitable CDA Muslim Cemetery, Igbe-La. The series of recent deaths among female officials has sparked concerns across Lagos State. Councils with stakeholders describing development as disturbing and unprecedented. The federal government has dismissed allegations of genocide against Christians in Nigeria, describing the claims as misleading and unfounded. In a statement by the acting spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kimebi Imotimi Ebienefa, the government acknowledged its country's serious security challenges, but insisted there is no evidence of deliberately targeting any religious group. Ebienefa cautioned against misinformation aimed at portraying the violence as religious persecution, warning that such narratives were being promoted to influence foreign governments, particularly the United States, to designate Nigeria as country of particular concerns. Also commenting, former Interior Minister Abdurrahman Dambazu said the regions most affected by insecurity are largely Muslim-populated areas, stressing that victims across all faiths He noted that framing the violence as a campaign against Christians misrepresents Nigeria's broader security crisis. The government reaffirmed its commitment to protecting religious freedom and enshrined in the Constitution and urgent media, civil society groups, and international observers to verify facts before drawing conclusions, warning that sensational reports risk further division and undermining national unity and tranquility. The federal government has directed that with effect from October 6, 2025, all graduates seeking mobilization into the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) must upload their final year project or thesis to the Nigerian Education Repository and Data Bank (NET) as part of the compulsory mobilization requirement. The directive, contained in a circular signed by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, was sent to all vice chancellors, rectors, provosts, and registrars of higher institutions nationwide. It makes thesis submission to NET a prerequisite for both mobilization and exemption from NYSC, with non-compliance leading to disqualification from clearance. According to the SGF, the policy aims to strengthen quality assurance in tertiary institutions, combat academic malpractice, and preserve the intellectual property of graduates. Institutions are mandated to enforce compliance during graduation clearance, while NYSC will collaborate with regulatory bodies such as the NUC, NBTE, and NCCE to implement the measure. The government explained that the centralized database will also help fight certificate fraud, boost research visibility, and improve Nigeria's global academic standing. And from the foreign scene this week, China's former Minister of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, Tang Guijian, has been sentenced to death with a 2-year reprieve after being found guilty of accepting bribes totaling more than 268 million yuan, approximately $38 million. The ruling was delivered by the Changguan Intermediate People's Court in Jilin Province on Friday. The court established that Tang, 63, abused his position at both central and regional levels between 2007 and 2024 to influence project approvals, award contracts, manipulate personal appointments, and secure other benefits for private individuals and companies in exchange for bribes. As part of the judgment, Tang has been stripped of his political rights for life, while all personal assets and illicit gains are to be confiscated and handed to the state's treasury. While noting the severity of his crimes and their impact on public trust, the court cited his confession, cooperation, and voluntary surrender of illicit funds as mitigating factors. His suspended death sentence may be commuted to life imprisonment if he demonstrates good behavior during the 2-year reprieve. Tang, who was expelled from the Communist Party in November 2024 after corruption probe, previously served as governor of Gansu Province. His conviction marks the latest high-profile case in President Xi Jinping's sweeping anti-corruption campaign, which has brought down thousands of officials across China. And in the world of sports, Nigeria's international striker, Victor Osimhen, was the hero on Wednesday night as a 16-minute penalty ended Galatasaray a 1-0 victory over Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League. The defeat marked the second consecutive setback for Arne Slot's side, who also lost at Crystal Palace in the Premier League last weekend. It is the first time Liverpool has suffered back-to-back defeat under the Dutch manager. Liverpool, who cruised to the Premier League title last season, have struggled to maintain the same dominance this time. While league goals had previously pampered over shaky performances, Galatasaray capitalized on the Red's lack of sharpness in Istanbul to seal a famous win. The result leaves questions over Liverpool's form as the group stage campaign continues, while Galatasaray celebrated a historic night against one of Europe's most successful clubs. And lastly, this week, also from the world of sport, the football governing body, FIFA, has sanctioned South Africa for fielding an ineligible player in their recent match against Lesotho, awarding the fixture as a 3-0 victory to Lesotho, along with 3 points in the standings. In addition to forfeiting the match, the South African Football Association, SAFA, has been fined CHA 10,000. Midfielder Tembogo Mokoena, the player at the center of the case, was handed an official warning. The ruling enhances FIFA's strict enforcement of eligibility regulations and serves as a warning to national associations on the importance of compliance with player registration rules. Can this give Nigeria an edge in the qualifying stage of the World Cup? Let's see how things unfold in the coming weeks. And that is all we have for you this week on our news around the world. For more news and media updates, you can visit our pages on X and on Facebook at the Yorùbá Times, and of course, our website at www.yoruba.times.com. See you next week.